Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice. Welcome to some super late night baseball. It's about 3 a.m. And we are replaying a June 4th, 1971 game between the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers. We are in Dodger Stadium. The ballpark card for Dodger Stadium tells us Dodger Stadiums is, I'd say, below average in terms of deep drive potential, home run potential. It's really gives you three numbers: 0, a 1, and a 2. The rest are going to be deep outs into to the warning track sort of thing in Dodger Stadium. So pretty much it's a pitcher's ballpark. It's Claude Osteen. He's a left-hander versus Tom Terrific, the right-hander. And we're right about to get started here. We're playing deep drive baseball. The way you play deep drive baseball is you roll 3d10. You read the red, then the white, and then the green is going to tell you the out. You have outs on the batter card and outs on the pitcher card as well. And it's a nice distribution of those outs. So let's start with the lineups. It's going to be Buddy Harrelson at shortstop. He's an above average shortstop out of 4. Second baseman, batting second, is Tim Foley. He's way below average at a 1. Tommy Agee in right field at a 4. Don Clendenin below average at first base, a 1. Cleon Jones above average in left field. Aspromonte about average at third base. Grody average at catcher, batting 7th. Batting 8th is Don Hahn, average at center field. And Tom Terrific above average fielding pitcher. And we're about to get started here. Now I introduced a terrific rule, Tom Terrific rule. Now, Seaver has a unique set of characteristics for 1971 where his ERA was incredibly low at 1.76. And the most runs he gave up in any game, earned or unearned, was 4. So what I did, I created 4, and I made 4 the basically the tough number. Once he allows 4 runs, he becomes tough against all the batters he faces for the rest of the game. And I think that will kind of be able to simulate or reproduce a closer range of stats. And it's a very simple, change to make. And I think it's really for those outliers, pitchers who really kind of go beyond the 2 range and are below the 2 range, to kind of reproduce those stats. It's kind of tricky because I believe he's more of an outlier, and if he allows more than 4 runs, it's really hard to get his stats back to where they should be. So through the course of the season, I feel that if he has 3 bad outings, you may go the whole season and really he may pitch great for the rest of the season, but you'll never get his stats back to where they would be. Whereas if the most he allows is 4 runs, there's always a chance with a couple of 2 or 3 good outings that suddenly he could be back in his regular ERA range. So we're about to get started. Again, this is the second round, the second time we're running through the stats or the season for Tom Seaver and just analyzing the results game to game, and we're going to compare and contrast the stats from this season. This is June 4th, 1971, so we're close to approaching half the season. Not there yet, but we're about 3-4 starts away from completing half the season. Then we're going to compare and contrast to the earlier stats that we had on Seaver, and we'll see how we do on that. And we may play the third time, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm learning all the players from 1971. Something that this was a little bit before my time. I'm more a 76 guy, and I've been able to just to try to visualize the players a little bit more. I picked up some Topps baseball cards, and here are some of the players. It's a really cool card for 71. It has this kind of 3D effect with kind of bubble letters. It's interesting the way they do that, like a marquee type thing. And they did some interesting things. They had boyhood photos of the stars. Jim Fregosi. I believe this is Jim Fregosi. He doesn't play on a team. He was traded in 72, but these are done at the end of 71. So this is basically the 71 team. Fregosi, by the time 72 came around, he wasn't on the team anymore. And I'm learning a lot about these cards. Some of them are easier and harder to get. Like you can get Duffy Dyer very easily, but Jerry Grody is really hard to get. I don't know why. Again, a boyhood photo of Buddy Harrelson. Fascinating. In those really baggy, I guess 50s and 60s uniforms. Very cool. And I'm still putting together this set. There's a bunch of cards that I'm getting. Tim Foley is hard to get. Jerry Kuzman is hard to get. I have Tom Seaver floating around somewhere. Let's see. I'm not sure where he is. But so this is just to bring and then you have this set of in-action cards. There's another whole set of cards. McAndrews is hard to get. He's another card that's hard to get. So there's cards that are hard to get and cards that aren't. It's fascinating to learn about this. I'm not really a baseball card collector, but just because I want to kind of see the players, see the uniform, get a sense of the era. They're all clean cut guys during this period. Society is kind of a little bit different than that. You got the long hair, you got the sideburns, you got the beards, then you got the Oakland A's, right? Oakland A's are really the bad boys of baseball at this point. And slowly but surely, I think all the teams will follow a little bit. But they were very clean-cut guys at this point in 1971, 72. So fascinating. And here goes. Let's get started. We're going to start rolling. This is Buddy Harrelson. He's a switch hitter. And that's a 96 and a 0. That's line and caught by the first baseman, Wes Parker. The infield for the Dodgers is Wes Parker at first, Lefevre at second base. The shortstop is Maury Wills. The third baseman is Bobby Valentine, the future Met manager. The catcher is Tom Haller. And, of course, on the mound is Osteen. Tim Foley. He bats from the right side. He batted .226 in 1971. That's a 79 and a 7. That's a fly to left. Left fielder coming over is Dick Allen. Allen played outfield, infield, great athlete. And here's Tommy Agee, and that's a 15. That is all 4. So Agee walks down to first base, and Don Clendon with good power. We're going to throw that D20, looking for a wild pitch. We don't get it. Here's the pitch, a 70 and a 1, and that is a defensive check. And that a 30 is going to tell us we go to range, so it becomes a range check. And an 88, that is a fly to center field. Will Willie Davis get to it? And no, it drops in front of him, and with 2 outs, Tommy Agee is going to make it to third base. So it's a 2-out single that drops in front of the center fielder, Willie Davis, who's a 3. Had he been what did you re-roll at? 88? Had he been a 5 fielder, top fielder, he would have made a nice sliding, diving, rolling catch. But at 88, everybody else, it drops in for a hit. So different numbers give you different results here in the center field. This is a very nice chart, very easy to read. It's really a great game. Very easy to play. One of my favorite games. Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones was the Mets' top hitter. He's going to bat here with 2 outs and 2 on. Runners on first and third. Clendenon takes his lead off first base. At third base, you got Tommy Agee. And Claude Osteen, who was 14-11 with a 3.51 ERA. Checks for the sign and sets in deals. And there's the pitch, a 17, and that is ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And here's Bob Aspromonte. Aspromonte batted .225. Pitched to Aspromonte, a 49 and a 3, and that is hit hard down the line. And nice stop by the third baseman. Valentine steps on the bag, and that retires the side. And the Mets leave 3, no runs, 1 hit. And we go to the Bottom half of the first inning. Maury Wills leading it off. And that's a 32 and a 7. That's a fly to shallow right. Racing in is the right fielder, Tommy Agee. He gets there, one away. Willie Crawford is next with a 97 and a 3, and that's a ground ball to third. 2 out. And Willie Davis, 0-5. That's going to be a deep drive. There's going to be no ballpark help for a home run there on a 7. It's too high a number, but it's a 20, and that's going to be a ball that's ripped down the line into the right field corner. After it is Agee, and Willie Davis going for 3. Here's the relay, and he is safe with a 2-out triple. Willie Davis. He's got some kind of speed. It's Dick Allen now. Dick Allen batted 295. Always a good hitter, 36. And that is going to be a defensive check. So let's see if the defense will support Tom Terrific here. Dick Allen with a 45. That is a comebacker. Nice play by Seaver, and throws out Allen to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Top of the second. Jerry Grody. That's a 56. That's line base hit. Left center field, played by the center fielder, Willie Davis. So Grody's on at first, and he's an average base runner, average ability. So Don Hahn, not going to bunt here, we're just going to swing away, and that's a defensive check. The left side of the chart is for errors. If it's less than 36, it goes to the right side of the chart, which is range. That's a 44. And a 44 range as third baseman is not very good at all, and that's going to be past the third baseman, and that's going to allow Grody to go to third. So you got first and third now. Base hit for Don Hahn. And it's Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver's going to bunt. He's going to square to bunt. Grody's going to hold at third. Infield is playing in here with nobody. With nobody out, we're going to play back. But with the pitcher, we're going to play in 31. And that is a K. So that's a foul. And that's strike 2 on Seaver. Now the infield is going to, you know what? We're going to play. And that's a 78. A 78 is, and a 5 is a hard hit ground ball. That's going to be a double play ball. It's going to be a Maury Wills is going to flip it to Lefevre and back to Parker for a 6-4-3 double play, but a run is going to score on this. And the Mets are up 1-0. Nobody on, 2 out. Here's Buddy House in a 92 and a 9. That's a fly to center field. Davis is over, squeeze it for the out. 1 run on 2 hits. Let's lead at 1-0. We go bottom of the first. It's Wes Parker. He's a switch hitter. That's a 47 and a 5. And that's off Wes Parker's card. The 5 says it's a hard ground ball to shortstop. Oh, nice play by Harrelson. Up with it. Throws low. Scooped out of the dirt by Clendenin. And they just get Wes Parker hustling down the line. Jim Lefevre. People have trouble with this name, Lefevre. And that's going to be a a hard hit ground ball. Will Harrelson get to it? He does. Throw to first. Oh, 40 and a 7. That was Wes Parker. Lefevre. It is a ground ball. And 2 out. Tom Haller. Pitch from Seaver. That's a 0-5, and that's stroke to right center field for base hit. It's a left. So Haller's on at first. Not much speed at all, and a 98 and a 0. That's lined and caught by the second baseman, Foley. No runs, 1 hit. Top of the third. Tim Foley leading it off. 67, and that is a strikeout. That's number 1 for Claude Osteen. Next is Tommy Agee. This game plays very fast, and that's a ground ball and through into center field for base hit. just past the outstretched glove of Maury Wills. AG may run. Let's see, does AG run? Yes, he's going to try to run on this. We're going to try to roll low. It has to be, oh, well, he's going to get a stolen base. You can't get any lower than that. And what we didn't roll the 1. Let's see, as long as it's not a 1, we're okay. There, we got it. So there goes AG. Throw it down from Hallard, not in time. Don Clendenin with AG at second base. We're throwing that D20, looking for that 1. Check for a wild pitch, a 57, and that is line base hit, and that's going to score AG's RBI single for Don Clendenin. And next is Cleon Jones. Here's the pitch to Cleon. A 21 is a base on balls. That's the third walk allowed by Claude Osteen. First and second with 1 out. And up comes Bob Aspromonte. Looking for that 1. It's a 98 and a 4, and that's hit hard right at the second baseman. That's Lefebvre. He's going to flip to Wills. Back to first, 4-6-3 double play. That's the second double play turned by the Dodgers to get out of the inning this time. But the Mets pick up a run on 2 hits, and they lead 1. And after 2.5, it's Mets 2, Dodgers nothing. Super late night baseball, playing deep drive. Claude Osteen is leading off the bottom of the third against Tom Terrific. Tom Terrific has pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, no strikeouts and no walks. That's a 0-9, and that is a strikeout. Osteen swings and misses at a Seaver fastball. Maury Wills flied out in the first inning, and in this case, he's going to stroke a single to right center field. Played by the center fielder, Hahn. Hahn gets it in. And Wills is a threat to steal. Not really. Not against Seaver. Crawford, you know what? We're going to try a hit and run with Crawford. And there he goes. And a 24-1, and that's popped up. Hustling back to first is Wills. He was off with the pitch. Willie Davis, 2 outs now. That's a potential for a wild pitch and a 83. 83 is going to say pass ball if he's an F. Grody's a C, so he's going to block it. Grody's a C catcher, pass ball rating, so he's going to block it. Willie Davis is going to get another chance here. And that is a 55. That's base hit. And that's going to send Maury Wills to third. 2-out single by Willie Davis, who's now 2 for 2. 2 on, 2 out. Power hitting Dick Allen. There's a pitch that's a deep drive with the help of the ballpark, and that ball is out of no, it's off the wall. And that is going to score at least 1 for sure. Davis is fast. He becomes very fast. It's a 2-run double tying up the ball game. A 2-out, 2-run double by Dick Allen, the always dangerous Dick Allen. And the go-ahead run is at second base right now for Tom Terrific. Wes Parker, pitch from Tom, and that is a hard ground ball to shortstop Harrelson. He's going to throw to first and retire the side. But the Dodgers pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. In the bottom of the third, they tie it up at 2 apiece. We go to the top of the fourth. Score is 2-2. It's going to be Grody, Hahn, and Seaver. So big hit by Dick Allen, a 2-out double that drove in both Maury Wills and Willie Davis. And that tied the ball game. Here's the pitch to Grody. Grody singled earlier in the game. It's a 73 and an 8, and that's a fly to right field. And drifting over is Willie Crawford. Makes the catch. Don Hahn is next with a 96 and a 3, and that is a hard ground ball. Pulled down the line. Nice stop by the third baseman, Valentine. Throw to first in time. Nice play by Valentine. And here's Tom Seaver. There's a double play early in the game. And in this case, Seaver is going to line a single. Base hit, a 2-out single for Tom Terrific on the 0-2. Let's double check that. Yep, 0-2 is a single off Seaver, on Seaver's card. All right, so Seaver's on at first with 2 outs, and it's Buddy Harrelson. Harrelson's 0 for 2. Switch hitting shortstop, batting from the right side, and that's a 50. That's a deep drive. Harrelson will get no ballpark help. But let's see what Buddy can do. A 42 is going to be a double. Seaver is going to score on that because with 2 outs, he's running. And on a double, he will score. Seaver is an average runner, and he becomes fast with 2 outs, and he scores. So the Mets take the lead. Buddy Harrelson, a 2-out double, RBI double, puts the Mets up 3-2. And here's Tim Foley. Pitch from Osteen, a 21 and a 5, and that is a defensive check. And a 99 on a defensive check is a ball hit to right field. And the right field is a 3, and that's going to be off his glove for a 2-base error. And that will cost the Dodgers a run. It'll be an unearned run. It's going to put Foley at second base. So a misplayed ball by the right fielder, Willie Crawford. And the Mets have scored 2 runs here. So it's 4-2 now, and it's Tommy Agee. Oh, an 81, and that a 6 is a hard grounder to the shortstop, Maury Wills. Goes to first, and that retires the side. Let's pick up 2 more runs. Leaves it 4-2 now on 2 hits and an error. And they left 1 on that in that inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-2 Mets. Lefevre, Haller, and Valentine. That's an 89 and a 2. That's off Seaver. 2 is a slow ground ball to the first baseman, Clendenin. He's going to scoop it and step on the bag. 1 away. Tom Haller. Pitch to Haller is a strikeout. Number 2 for Tom Terrific. Bobby Valentine, and that's a 59. That's a reroll for Tom Terrific, and that's going to be line base hit. So the reroll doesn't work out for Tom. That's another rule that I have there. Reroll on the walks. 59 only. Turns into a single, though, and Osteen is up. And 32 and an 8. And that's a flat to center. And over is Hahn, makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit. It's 4-2 Mets. Tommy Agee. Actually, it's Don Clendenin leading it off here in the top of the 5th. And that's a 32. It's going to be a strikeout. Strikeout is number 2 for Osteen, Claude Osteen, the left-hander. Cleon Jones, and that's an 83. That's lined and caught by the first baseman, Wes Parker. Left his feet for that. Bob Aspromonte with 2 outs. Ground ball hit hard at Wills. Wills up with it, fires the first, and gets Aspromonte 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a quick inning. Maury Wills with a 20, and that is a slow grounder to the shortstop, who charges it barehands. Fires the first, and just gets the speedy Wills. Slow ground ball. That Wills almost beat out Willie Crawford. 35 and a 1, and that is popped up middle of the infield. Second baseman on the outfield grass waits for it, makes the catch. Willie Davis with 2 outs, a 95 and a 3, and that is grounded to third. Up with it is Aspromonte, throws out Davis, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 6th. That was like a 15-second inning. Jerry Grody with a 55, and he strokes a single. Second hit for Grody today. Grody batted 270. Not too shabby for the catcher. Basically known as a defensive catcher for the Mets. He was Seaver's catcher for many, many years. Very close relationship. Don Hahn. You know what? Don Hahn is not really good at hit and run because he strikes a lot. We're just going to let him swing away. I could bunt with him, but with the pitcher coming up next. Oh, that's a 0-6, and that is going to be a single. Stopping at second is Grody. So first and second, Seaver's going to square to bunt. We got 5, 7. And that is an 84. Well, it was an 84. It was closer than 84. And so that's going to be, let's see, Grody. Going to be a sacrifice to the 1-2's a pitcher. I have to memorize this. The 1-2. 0-1 is to the pitcher, 2-3 is to the catcher. So that is a sacrifice. I'm going to move both runners up. And it's going to be the catcher, 2-3, let's say. And here comes Buddy House, and the infielder is going to come in for the Dodgers. Here's a pitch. It's a 31 and a 3. And that is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Jerry Grody's going to head for home. He throws home, and Grody is tagged out. It's a 5-2 fielder's choice. And that's going to put runners on first and third. But Jerry Grody with 1 out, I have my house rule that you go on 1 out unless I call it. But I didn't bother to call it. Tim Foley, first and third, 2 outs. And that's a 63, and that is ball 4. That's going to load the bases. So Osteen's given up 4 walks so far. 4 walks. And that's bases loaded. So 1, 2, how many hits? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what? And he's not up next inning, so I'm going to bring in a relief pitcher for. I'm going to bring in a relief pitcher here. And I'm going to look at my stat roster keeper, PC Baseball. And then the guys who played a lot less in a separate section, a separate file. So at least you can print out just 4 sheets and you get what you need. And it's not mixed in with a lot of other players where you get, you print out 4 sheets, but you get the team that's before and the team that's after. This was Pena. Jose Pena had a 3.56 ERA. He's a 28-year-old right-hander. And that's it for Osteen. So Osteen is going to go, 6 2/3. 8 hits, 4 walks. Struck out 2. No hit batsman, no wild pitches. 27-29 batters faced. And here comes Pena. And he is facing Tommy Agee with the bases loaded. And that is a 14, and that is ball 4. So that forces in a run. RBI walk for Tommy Agee. Oh, he's a right fielder today. So Mets score another run. That makes it 5-2 the score. And now it's Don Clendenin. And that's 71, and that's strike 3. And that will retire the side. But 1 run scores on that. And the Mets lead it by a score of 5-2. They lead 3. 2 hits, 1 run, 2 hits. And go to the bottom of the 6th inning. These numbers are really small. I wish they would make them a little bit larger. And I also wish that they allowed, this is a digidugout.com or .org, maybe .org. I'm not sure, .com, .org. And you can get it's already completed. It's a great resource. You can get any historical score sheet already pre-filled with the actual players. That's amazing, the work they did for this. I really would like a couple of things that you can download the score sheet and then you can write on it. So I can keep this on the screen if I wanted to. That would be I know a lot of guys like to do that. All right. Let's see, where are we? Dick Allen's going to lead it off here against Tom Terrific in the bottom of the 6th. The Mets are up 5-2. And that is an 11. That's going to be a ground ball and through in the center field, played by Hahn. So Dick Allen, 1A. Now it's going to be stealing against Seaver here. Wes Parker, and there goes Allen. And a 99 and a 7. He's going to have to come back. It's a fly to right field. Tommy Agee's in right. Seaver now with a 10. That's stroked a single. That's going to send Allen to third, first and third now. Infield's in for the. Oh no, Infield's back for the next. Batter's Tom Haller. Here's a pitch to Haller. He's 46 and an 8, a 3. And that is a slow ground ball to third base. Down by 3 runs. We're going to hold with 1 out. And it's going to be a 5. Infield was back, but it's a slow grounder, so there's only 1 play. And you know what? Infield back, they're conceding the run. Infield back, they're conceding the run, so I'm going to say that's an RBI grounder. And that's going to make the score 5-3 now. And with 2 outs, it's Bobby Valentine. We're on second base, 2 outs. That's a 71, and that's a strikeout. Number 3 for Seaver, and that retires the side. 1 run on 2 hits, 5-3. Top of the 7th, Donklin Denon. No, it's not. It's Cleon Jones, Bob Aspromonte, and Jerry Grody against Jose Pena, right-hander, 28-year-old right-hander, 51. That's a deep drive. No help from the ballpark, a 93, and that is going to be a deep fly ball. And we'll make it center field. Aspromonte, 50. That's a deep drive. Again, no help from the ballpark. And a 78 is going to be a double. Splits the outfield as rolls to the wall. A 1-out double for Aspromonte. Throw to second, not in time. Here's Jerry Grody. And that is a 41 and a 3, and that is hard hit at the first baseman. That's going to allow Aspromonte to move to third. And here's Hahn. Hahn has 2 hits, so we're going to walk Hahn, and we're going to pitch to Tom Terrific. And it's a 69, which is a strikeout, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. After 6.5, it's 5-3 Mets. Tom Terrific here in the bottom of the 7th. He's going to be facing. We're going to send a pinch hitter up. And let's take a look at who we can bring in here to pinch hit. Let's see. Pinch hitting, potentially. We're going to bring in Bill Buckner to pinch hit. Billy Buckner, 1971. He's a great hitter, Bill Buckner. Good defender when he started out. Later on, he had knee trouble. I always thought he was a cool player to have, and I really liked his. He was kind of like a hard-nosed guy, big mustache, big thick mustache. That's what I remember. Sal Campisi, Kansas City, Milwaukee. Yeah, these guys got in there in the extra player section. All right, Ron Say. Who are we looking for here? We're looking for Bill Buckner. I think he's in the back. There he is. All right. Get every card. So that's great. That's the only way you can do these. And I really enjoy, kind of reliving history. So that's why I like to have every card available to me. I won't play some games just because they don't give you every card. I just won't do it. Bill Buckner. Let's write him in. Pinch hitter against Tom Seaver. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Late night baseball, 3:30 is going to be. I have work in the morning, but that's okay. It's going to be line base hit. Leadoff single by the pinch hitter Bill Buckner. He's on at first. Not a threat to steal, but a decent. He can hold his own on the base paths. Maury Wills hardly ever strikes out, so we're going to send Buckner to stay out of the double play. A 38 and a 3. That's a ground ball to third. On the hit and run, it's going to be they're going to avoid the fielder's choice on this. So it's going to be a ground ball, sends Buckner to second base. Willie Crawford now with a runner in scoring position. Oh, that could be a 0-6. Let's see. Potential wild pitch 0-6 is going to say if pitcher's an F wild pitch rating, Seaver's a C, so that's not going to happen. So now, and there it goes. It's an 11, and Willie Davis is going to single. Buckner's going to stop at third. Line shot right in front of the left fielder. Gets it in quickly. Willie Davis now with first and third. Mets are looking for the double play, so they have the infield back. And here's the pitch. It's a 96 and a 3. A 96 and that's off Seaver. A 3 is a grounder to third. And they're going to get a fielder's choice out of this. Infielder's back. It is going to allow the fourth run of the game to score off Seaver. Now this kicks in the Seaver rule, or the terrific rule, and I'll explain that in a second. Basically, it says that from this point on, Seaver is going to, with runners on base at second base, he will be tough. So limiting the possibility of allowing any more runs. He could still allow more runs, but it's going to be much more difficult. Dick Allen. And here's the pitch to Allen, 77, and that is a strikeout to retire the side. So that's Seaver's fourth strikeout. Seaver blows a fastball by Allen, but the Dodgers pick up their fourth run of the game on 2 hits. They leave 1, and it's going to be 5-4. Top of the 8th. Buddy Harrelson, we're going to get a new pitcher for the Dodgers. And we're going to check and see who that's going to be. Well, this is an F9, a 5-3, a triple. I'm going over something at the beginning, and then it was a 1-3 to end the inning. All right. Let's see. Again, we're going to bring up a new pitcher. This time it's going to be Mickelson. So we're going to bring in. He's their closer, so he can go 2 innings. So we're going to bring him in. Most closers during this era can go 2 innings. Playing deep drive baseball, replaying Seaver's amazing 1971 season, probably his most dominant season ever, with a 1.76 ERA, 300 innings pitched, 300 strikeouts. Pretty impressive. He had a 0.9 whip. We are looking for Mickelson. There he is. Pete Mickelson's coming in. Pena held his own, I think. Let's look at Pena's stats. Pena went 1.1, and he gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, struck out 2. All right, batter's face, that's 5-7. No wild pitches. They gave up no runs. So all the 5 runs were given up by the starter, Osteen. Here we're going to have Mickelson. And he's going to face Harrelson, Foley, and Agee in the top of the 7th. The score is 5-4. So we got a heck of a ball game going here. And I'm looking to see if I can find my drink. Got it. That was good stuff. All right. Let's get started. Finish up this game. Bud Harrelson against Pete Mickelson, who was 8-5 with a 3.65 ERA. That's a 0.8. And that is a base hit for Buddy Harrelson. Strokes 1 to right center field. He's on at first. Tim Foley's going to square to bunt. And it's a 7 14, and that's going to be a foul. Foul back on a bunt. Let me see. It's, yeah, on a bunt, it's 2 strikes. Going to try it again, an 80. And that is going to be off the pitcher. It's going to be an out. That's going to be a good sacrifice to the catcher. 2-3. Moving to second is Buddy Harrelson. Tommy Agee now. The pitch, and that's an 80 and a 3. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. That is Bobby Valentine over there. Throws out Agee, and now with 2 outs, here's Don Clendenin. Runner on second, the pitch, and that is popped up. Infield. Shortstop on the outfield grass. Squeeze it for the out, and that retires the side. No runs. 1 hit. 1 left. Bottom of the 8th. 5-4 Mets. Seaver is going to face Parker, Lefevre, and Haller. Where's Parker? Let's see, an 87. That's lined and caught by the second baseman, Foley. Jim Lefevre. An 88 and a 6. That's a hard ground ball at Harrelson. He throws the first to get Lefevre and 2 outs. That's an 81, and that's going to be a defensive check. So we are checking the defense for the Mets. And a 34 is going to send us to the range. And a 15 is going to be back to the first baseman. And our first baseman is a terrible first baseman, so that's going to get by him for a base hit. 2-out single for Tom Howard. That's the second single of the day. He's 2 for 4. It's Bobby Valentine now. He's got a visitor. And it's a 27. That's going to be a 6. Hard hit ground ball to Harrison, who flips to Foley for the force. No runs, 1 hit. Come on. Goodbye. Top of the 9th. 5-4 Mets. Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones, Bob Aspromonte, and Jerry Grote against Pete Mickelson. Here goes. Top of the 9th, 5-4 Mets. It's a 71, and that's a defensive check. An 88 is going to be a fly to left. Left fielder is going to get there. Dick Allen. 88, he does. Barely. 1 out. Bob Aspromonte. Aspromonte's 1 for 4 today with a double. That's a 69 and a 9. That's strike 3. First strikeout for Pete Mickelson. 2 outs. And here's Jerry Grote, who has 2 hits today, and he's going to get a 3rd hit. 3 for 5. Jerry Grote. 2-out single. And it's Don Hahn. Don Hahn is 2 for 3 with an intentional walk. And that's going to be stroke 4. No, ball 4. And Tom Terrific is up. Oh, and that could be a wild pitch. 38. He's an F wild pitch. So a 38 is going to be C, D, or F. Yep, it's a wild pitch. Both runners are going to move up. I'm going to write that in. Wild pitch. Both runners move up. On the, you know what? We're going to just do this here. All right, so both runners second and third now. And Tom Seaver's up. You know what? This is a good opportunity. Yeah, this is a good opportunity. We're going to bring in a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Kenny Singleton. He's a switch hitter. And let's see if we get a hit here. And actually, let's bring in Boswell. He's a left-handed hitter. Let's make sure he's on the – yep, he's there. So he's going to come in. Kenny Boswell. Pinch hitter here in the top of the 9th with second and third. And Boswell batted .273. And if we walk him to face Buddy Harrelson, who batted .252, we're not going to do that. We're going to face Kenny Boswell. All right. And it's an 86. That's lined and caught by the first baseman to retire the side. 1 hit, no runs. 1 hit, 2 left, bottom of the 9th. And in comes Danny Frizella. Danny Frizella was the go-to guy for the Mets great season in 1971. So Seaver goes 8. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 hits. Struggled. 4 runs, 4 earned runs. How many did he walk? He didn't walk very many. He walked 4 in the last outing. Didn't walk any here. He averages about 2 walks a game, and that's where you want to be, because he pitched about 35 games, 36 games, so that would leave him for about 70. He had 60 walks that season. So far he's right on target. He had 4 strikeouts. Hit by pitch, none. No wild pitches for Seaver. And batters faced, he faced 27 plus 8, 35. So Danny Frizzella is coming in to see if he can hold the Dodgers and pick up a save. So we're going to see a pinch hitter for the Dodgers. Let's see who that's going to be. Top of the second, Grody, single. And then Seaver with a 6-4-3 double play. And then, of course, it was an F8. Let's see who's going to bat now for the Dodgers. And against a righty, it's going to be, you know what, we have a lefty. A guy named Sims, Duke Sims. He's going to come in. He's going to hit. He's a catcher. All right, Duke Sims is going to come in to lead off the top of the 9th inning against Danny Frizzella. Frizzella was 8-5 with a 1.99 ERA. Here's a pitch from Frizzella. It's a 79. It's a strikeout. So Sims swings and misses at a Frizzella curveball. Maury Wills now. It's 5-4. First inning. So the Dodgers are looking for a base runner. That's going to be stroke base hit, frozen rope to right center field, played by Agee. And it's going to be Willie Crawford with Maury Wills. Maury Wills is going to try to run. Let's see. There it goes. And he did throw down, and he is safe. Stolen base for Wills. On that 10, he becomes a 2B, and we'll double check that just to make sure. 2B, and yep, 0-12 is a stolen base. So I had a good sense. So the tying run with 1 out at second base now, and it's Willie Crawford. 5-4 Mets. Willie Crawford bats from the left side. Let's throw that D20, looking for that potential wild pitch. We don't get it, and here's the pitch. It's a 62, and that is a strikeout. So Frizzella strikes out Willie Crawford. That makes it 2 outs. And here's Willie Davis. Willie Davis batted 309. Go to see if there's a wild pitch. No. So here's the pitch to Willie Davis with a tying run at second base and 2 outs. And that is going to be a 63. He's going to be strike 3. Ball game over. Danny Frizzella picks up the save. Seaver picks up the win. I believe Seaver now is 6-4, I believe. And 3 strikeouts for Frizzella. Gave up a hit in that 1 inning. No walks, no hit by pitch. He faced 4 batters. And the Mets win it by a score of 5-4 here at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Mickelson gave up a couple of hits and a walk. Gave up no runs. Struck out 1. And that's 5-9. And loss is going to go to Osteen. No runs, 1 hit in that 9th inning. Total 12 hits for the Dodgers and 11 hits for the Mets. No errors. Mets committed no errors. Dodgers committed 1. So here's the line scores. New York 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Dodgers 4 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. So that was a pretty good game. That was fun. Lasted about 44 minutes approximately. I have 51 minutes. Hey there, Shanghai Steve, brother. I'm sorry I wasn't on the screen, so forgive me. I was looking at the replay screen to because I had to make a bunch of changes in this game. You are right. Very 3:30 Midwest. Yes, 3:30 a.m. Midwest. Yes, sir. Nice cat. Mine would never come near me like that. Well, every cat has a different personality. You can't touch my cat. This cat you can't touch. I had another cat that was very kind. She was a more of a feral cat. This one's more of a home cat. But my feral cat was kinder and gentler than. Hey, Alan Shaw, how are you, brother? Welcome. We just finished a great Met game. It was exciting. A 5-4 finish. I'll give you the line score. Mets 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Dodgers 4 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Seaver picks up his, I believe it's his 6th win. He's 6-4. Danny Frizella came in the 9th and picked up a save. Let me tell you, the Dodgers picked up a couple of runs in the bottom of the 3rd on a 2-out double by Dick Allen, playing left field for the Dodgers. So I know Dick Allen played on a few teams. I believe he played on the Dodgers. He played on the Phillies. He played on the Oakland A's, I believe. I thought he was at third base for a while. And then, let's see, the Dodgers picked up a couple more runs. Again, it was Allen who led off with a single and came around to score on a ground ball. And then later on, they scored another run when a pinch hitter, Bill Buckner, scored on a fielder's choice. After Willie Davis sent him to third, it was first and third, and then it was a fielder's choice. Actually, it was Willie Crawford singled him to third, and then a fielder's choice by Willie Davis with the Mets trying for the double play. Allowed the 4th run to score, so it ends up being a 5-4 ball game for the Mets. The Mets basically scored a run in the 2nd, scored a run in the 3rd, a run in the 8th, and 2 runs. The 2-run inning was an interesting inning because it was 2 outs, a single by Tom Seaver, a double by Harrelson, RBI double by Harrelson, and then it was an error on the right fielder that allows the 2nd run to score in that inning. So the Mets win it by a score of 5-4. Mets had 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Dodgers had 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Talking about my cat, the feral cat that I had was much more caring and loving and affectionate than this cat. It's a homebody cat, which kind of, if you try to pet it, she bites your hand and she scratches you playfully, but she's got pretty sharp nails. Bad Billy Buckner. Yeah, he was actually one of my favorite players. I always remember him with that real thick mustache, through the 70s and even 80s. I think that was his trademark. No, it was an error in it was in the 4th inning with 2 outs. It was a single by Seaver, a double by Harrelson to drive Seaver home, who was running on the pitch. And then with 2 outs and Foley at the plate and Harrelson at second, it was a fly ball to right fielder. Right fielder was Willie Crawford, who misplayed it. Ball hit off his glove, rolled away from him. Foley was able to make it to second. So it was a 2-base error, and that scored Harrelson. That was 2 runs for the Mets there. It was really a 2-out rally. And then plus the error allowed 2 runs to score. That was in the 4th inning. He did play in the '86 World Series, and he played until I think he retired in 1990. Because when he passed away, I played the last game that he played or the last week that he played. I have a tendency to do that if there was a player I liked, And so I think his last season was 1990. But he was a good hitter, and early in his career, he was a very good fielder who could play outfield and infield. He then all of a sudden he had a lot of knee issues and he was always limping. He could barely run, but he could still hit. He was really a spray hitter, a line drive hitter. Wasn't really a power hitter. Did I no one error for the Dodgers? I may have made a mistake on if I said both teams had no errors. I'm sorry. Dodgers had that one big error in that fourth inning with 2 outs to allow a run to score, and they ended up losing by a run. They lost 5-4. Uh, so yep. So that's it, guys. So I'm gonna head back to bed now. I have work in the morning. I'll sleep for a few hours, and then go out for a while, and then come back and do some more work, and then I'll get back to. Because what I do is I fall asleep about 10, sleep till about 1, and then wake up refreshed and then in the mood to roll a game and so on. So that's pretty much it. And yep, thanks guys. And he was so terrible later on in his career. Frizella had that Danny Frizella died in a dune buggy accident in 1977 out in California. Crazy. Yeah, Danny Frizella. That was about. This was 1971. Had an amazing season. He ended up getting traded at some point, and then by 1977 he passed in a dune buggy accident. Danny Frizella. Yeah, his Padre days, exactly. His Padre days were probably after the Mets, I believe. So he was with the Mets, then he went to the Padres, and that's it. So Danny Frizella, rest in peace. He's another guy, right? That we have to say goodbye to, or we have to talk about, and who's passed away. We're going to eventually lose all our guys. And at the beginning of this stream, I go over the 1971 Topps baseball set that I'm compiling. I'm compiling the Mets team just to see the players and to get a sense of what they look like and so forth. And I'm getting into that. I find that there's some baseball cards that are hard to get. I don't know why. I can't understand it. Like Jerry Kuzman, Jerry Grody. Those are hard to get. Tim Foley's hard to get. Jim McAndrew's hard to get. Who else is hard to get? There's a handful of players that are hard to get. It's hilarious, and therefore the value, the cost of their card is higher. You can get 15, 16 cards for $10, and then you have to find those hard to find players who have a higher price, so you can complete the set, and I can have all the players. Yeah, Gary Carter. I play those guys. Deep Drive has a 1985 set, and that's when the Mets become the Mets. They actually win. I believe they win 92 games that year, and that's a fun season to kind of replay. So I'm thinking of replaying that after this. But I want to get through. This is the second time I'm replaying the Seaver 71 season, and I want to. You know what? I want to do that. Every so often, I fill in the scorecard. I do the strikeouts in red, and this kind of is very extremely relaxing. Then I do the walks in yellow, and it gives me more of a perspective on how what happened during the game. So it was 6 walks. The Mets picked up 6 walks. Then I do green, all the hits, and that again allows me to see and to feel the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hits in the first 4 innings, and then 2 more make it 9, and that's when I pulled them. After that, he had one more here. Oh no, that was a walk. That was a base on balls. That was a walk. So let's make that a walk there before I forget. And the Mets still after on the relief pitchers. They hit got a couple more hits. And then ground balls, I do brown. I do brown on the ground balls. The Dodgers had a couple of double plays. Oh, no. And then I do on the flyouts, any out in the air is going to get blue for the sky, like sky blue. And that's the way I do this. This is extremely relaxing. I forgot to do a brown here on the sacrifice. You have a lot of hit and runs and sacrifices in the 70s, so I find myself doing that quite often. Whereas I don't do that with modern baseball at all. So that's it. So I completed the Mets. It looks pretty cool. And then what I do after that, I kind of just fill in the spaces. And then I'll take a picture of this and I'll post it just to share the results of the game. I don't go really deep into this, but it's general results. I'll talk about Seaver. I'll mention something that happened. If it's something, that's outside the norm, I will. Look at that. Frizella went to your university. Um, if it's a game, I don't feel that there was anything that really stuck out in this game. Like nobody really. It was a close game, but a lot of the runs were kind of, all over the place, and most of the scoring was done by one run at a time. Again, is that the Mets scored one there, two here, and then they scored one more later on a walk, bases loaded walk by Tommy Agee. So, in a game like this, I can say that Tommy Agee or the who was the pitcher here, Pena, walked Tommy Agee to force in the go-ahead run. Mets or what was the score at that time? It was actually 5-3. So it's kind of a weird game, So I may not write this game up. I'll write in the easier ones. This one I may not, but I'll still just leave it on the side here. And again, I'll throw out all these scorecards. I don't like to keep paper. Paper attracts all kinds of insects and stuff. So I don't really keep any of that. I know guys like to keep notebooks and all that, but I only want to keep what I can fit in my coffin. And I'm not going to put a lot of old scorecards that I on tape from tabletop baseball into my coffin with me. That's for sure. So I throw out all this stuff. I don't care about that. I just play a new game and I have a new scorecard. Right now I'm doing the brown for the ground outs. And this is very relaxing, extremely relaxing. I'll tell you. I still work. I'm still, in the fight, in the data, in the grind, if you will. And when I get to play these games, I can't play these games while during the day when I work anymore. Lunchtime I was able to play, and now it's just like I don't even have time to eat lunch. Things are so hectic because of COVID and all that. It's so complicated. Everything's become crazy. So I'm only able to play late at night. But Danny Frizella came in at the end. Can write that. And he basically struck out the first batter, allowed a single and a stolen base to Maury Wills, and then struck out the next two batters. Picked up the save, so I can do that. And that's it. CP cards and dice, man. And that's all I can tell you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I know I always see you guys late at night because I know your reverse time, right? Your daytime is our nighttime. So and I know I always expect to see you guys late at night when I play these games. So I like that. It's good to see you guys. Good to hear from you. Shanghai Steve in Shanghai. Alan Shaw. I believe Alan Shaw is in England, right? Um, it isn't just COVID. I've noticed over the years that the time you have to yourself during your workday at the end has become less. Yeah, yeah. Well, because I guess you get really good at your work, and it becomes a lot easier, and you see that people don't know what you know, and you feel bad, so you want to like put more time into it, you know, and you feel like, hey, taking that time for yourself maybe is a little bit, yeah. UK tenant. Well, I'm from Spain. I'm Spanish, so I lived in Spain, and I remember, at 10 a.m. Um, I would call at night. In other words, when I called United States, I would be 10 o'clock at night because then it would be about 4 in the afternoon, or midnight, then it would be 6 in the afternoon. So I remember calling late at night, either from home or from the corner phone booth because we had our phone. Sometimes we had a phone, sometimes we didn't because it was an apartment that we didn't always live at. We would leave it, it would be empty for 6 months, so then it wouldn't have a phone anymore. And I'd come and I'd stay there for 2 or 3 months, and then I'd use the corner phone booth to make my calls during that time. So anyway, going back to, yeah, I was talking to Alan Shaw and talking about how, yeah, you realize that you can really help these people. You know a lot more than they do, and they need you. So you feel bad taking time for yourself and saying, well, I'm going to go roll 4 or 5 games, even though I will do that on a Saturday or Sunday. But during the week, I feel bad doing that. So anyway, until late at night. Late at night, I'm like, okay, I know I can't. Everybody's asleep, so they don't need me right now. So I'm good. All right, guys, this is CP Cards and Dice. It's Bob Murphy, Ralph Kiner, Lindsey Nelson, all saying have a great night. See you guys soon.